And we're live. Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Talk Now Live with Max and Larry. You are watching the Pixel AMA that we have for you on our platform. Oh, we got a little bit of background noise. Sorry. Also, it was just playing on Twitter. I apologize for that. We're simulcast on Twitter, and also we are simulcast on Twitch as well. So you're on 3 platforms right now. So welcome to everyone that's joining us. Looks like we have 8 people in here. We are going to get to your comments. This is the Pixel AMA. You are watching Crypto Talk Now Live with Max and Larry. We have the gentlemen right here are the co-founders of Pixel. We have Andrew and we have Hung. Andrew, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Right now I'm in Melbourne, Florida. Just got to deal with some hail just now, but I'm doing good on my side. How about you?
We're doing great. Thank you. And also, Hung, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Great to be on the show. Thank you for having us again.
Thank you. And thank you for choosing our platform to have another one of your AMAs. I know you've had a couple different AMAs. I'm going to just recognize a few people and wait for some more people to come in here. I'll read some of the comments here. Wizard Cell says, hi all. He's already here. Max and Larry, how are you? We're doing great. I hope you're all making profits with crypto. He's the first one. And then Tens Only, welcome Tens Only says, yo. So we're going to get started here. To everyone that's watching us, we'll probably go about 50 minutes, 55 minutes. I think that'll be a great time to get everything, all the questions answered from the audience and some questions that Max has prepared. But before we get into the questions, everyone, we're going to give you a little bit of time to make any announcements. I know there was a little bit of uncertainty or just confusion about the dates for the pre-sale. If you want to make an announcement and talk to our audience about anything that you want to get out there before we start getting into some questions.
Yeah, so our public pre-sale is on June 2nd, and it's going to be on Pulo, and our launch will be on June 13th on a Monday.
Okay, great. Okay. Anything else that you wanted to add before we get started? Hung, want to add anything?
No, right now we kind of do a little press tour to kind of ramp up our pre-sale. I know the market is down right now and everybody feels down about it, but we're here just to kind of spread the news about what we're trying to do and kind of change that narrative. But we're all here in the same boat, and it's exciting times to be able to launch too as well.
Okay, great. And we appreciate you again being here. We're going to recognize a few comments, and then we're going to get started with the questions. Jeremy Tapia says, hail where? They're talking about hail right now in Florida. The Jin, welcome again. The Jin, he's an OG here. He says, nice to meet all of you new to this coin AMA. I'm interested to hear about your token. Thank you so much. Max is welcoming everyone. Wizard Cell says, welcome to all. Guys, please hit the like button and please do us a favor and share this on Twitter. We are across 3 platforms right now, but we need more people to come in here. Okay, I think we've got a good crowd. We've got 65 people in here. Please do us a favor and hit the like button. We've got only 10 likes. Let's get the word out for these gentlemen that were nice enough to join us for this hour. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to give the floor to Max to ask his first question.
Sure, absolutely. So first of all, guys, thank you again for coming on here and so on and sharing what Pixel is all about. Glad to get those announcements that you guys briefly made out there. We want to take a moment, of course, to welcome our audience. For those who just joining us today, this is Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. I'm Max, this is Larry, and we're here with Hung, and we're also here with, Andrew of Pixel. And so one of our first questions that we're going to ask in regards to Pixel, one of the things that I noticed that stood out for me in regards to Pixel was that Pixel is trying to develop basically platforms that create an effortless and smooth process, if you will, to help advance the adoption of crypto, okay, which is super cool, not to just everyday businesses, but also for personal transactions as well. So where I'm going with this is I would like you guys to explain to our audience how Pixel will go about that and how it will be implemented over time. So whoever wants to take that first, go ahead and stab at it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, our goal is to build accessible platforms for all audiences that understand crypto and audiences that don't understand crypto. And by providing them tools to use our POS system, our marketplace, and our DeFi protocol, no matter what's your level of knowledge on crypto. That's our goal because, right now we're in the field where everybody understands crypto, but we're trying to reach out to the masses. And the masses sometimes don't want to get too deep into crypto. So our best way to create adoption is to make it accessible, easy for all individuals as well. And that's where we come in and creating platforms such as the POS system and marketplace.
Yeah, and then we can also identify that when people are adopting crypto, there's a big transition phase. Just talking about the history between me and Andrew, we run a business here in Orlando, Florida, what we call Pixel And what do through Pixel our previous kind of experience is understanding what it takes for a small business or a small-minded business to kind of transition on into more of the space. We understand that through the different, activities we did with them, with moving a small mom and pop shop onto online and doing that transition. And through that transition, we can understand what's the necessary step we need to take to make sure that they are educated at the same time, comfortable with the transition. And we're taking that experience and putting with crypto. So we understand that what we need to do to kind of educate these, youngins who are trying to put onto the, these businesses. You hear about Gucci, you hear about Off-White, these kind of off brands and the luxury brands trying to adopt crypto, but then we want to make it accessible to the small mom and pop too as well, so that they can kind of capitalize on that. And that's what we're here to do, just pretty much identifying the situation and making sure that we can be of help.
I just want to thank you for that, for the clarification and for your input, Hung, talking more about the business. I do want to just pause here and just welcome everyone that has just joined us. We have 122 people in here. Please, everyone, do us a favor, support us, support our AMA here. This is a sponsored AMA. We are talking about Pixel. We will get to all of your questions, but we would like you to share this on Twitter with everybody so that we can get more people in here. And please do us the courtesy of smashing the like button. Yes, so I'm going to turn it back over to you, Max, if you want to ask a follow-up question or if you want to get into a different area.
No, I'll get to the next question, but this message, of course, is to both of you guys. I really love hearing, what you just basically said. For me, as a user, I always throw out that term user, right? Been in IT for over 20 years, so bear with me, user, as well as our audience. I think they like hearing what you just basically said, because that tells them that you have a hands-on approach when you mention things like, mom and pop business and so on. So moving further, the way I look at it is, as you guys are completely aware or should be aware of by now, is that there isn't enough education out there in regards to crypto in general. Let's face it, that's just something that has existed for quite a while. There's influencers out there like ourselves who will try to help those, especially who are new to the space, by providing them information and so on. We have to rely not on just influencers like myself, like I mentioned, but we have to have the hope that we are getting the right information when it comes to basic searches over the internet, certain terms. Somebody could be completely new to all of this and not have any idea what they're doing. So let's face it, there isn't a one-stop shop, if you will, when it comes to this. And then on top of that, it looks like Pixel stands out in regards to the crypto education, if you will, when I was looking at the white paper. So if you guys could just touch basis on that just for a little bit about how Pixel is going to do the whole educational aspect when it comes to all this.
Yeah, like Hung mentioned, we have tons of experience working with mom and pop shops that have no idea how a website works or what SEO is or how to get on Google searches and such like that. So we have that experience teaching individuals new technology. So we're taking that same aspect into Pixel by providing tutorials, support. We're also going to provide a bunch of tools on our platforms that would allow a user to view those tools and learn about our platform from those tools itself. If you take an example like Coinbase, Coinbase has these teachings, these educations posts onto their platform where they'll talk about a crypto or a certain coin and how it operates and what it does, and they break it down so you can get a better aspect on what that token or coin does. And we're going to take that same aspect and expand from there so users can go on our platform and get a good feel for it, but also have the tools to learn and how to use our products as well.
Okay, that sounds good. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, sorry, I just had a little trouble with my mic. No, that's good. I'm glad that you filled us in on that. So, Max, did you have another question, or did you want to get into more of the website?
No, actually, before we get to that, I actually saw there was a couple questions in regards to Pixel from our audience. So I'm going to give Larry a chance to read some of those comments, and we'll go ahead and do a follow-up by answering those from you guys.
Okay, yeah, great. So I'm going to just bring this up so we can we lost Max there. I'm covering you up with the comment. Apologize.
That's
so
okay.
here's a good question here from the Jin. He's asking Andrew and Hung, how is your token different? How will it be different from all the meme tokens and blue chip coins? So he's not comparing you to a meme token, but he wants to know how you're going to be different than all of the other tokens and coins on the marketplace.
Yeah, so our token, we're gonna have the ability to stake it at launch, and staking is also available for many tokens and coins. But what we're offering in our staking platform is receiving 20% of the revenue from all of the ecosystem. So kind of like a stock, we want to offer dividends to our stakers, people that are holding the floor or looking long-term yield for our project. So as they stake their token, they will receive 20% of the revenue of our ecosystem. And that ecosystem is included our DeFi protocol, our marketplace, and our POS system. So if you look at companies like Fiverr, Upwork, and a POS system like Clover, Toast, and Square, you're talking multi-million-dollar revenue yearly. If we can tap in 4 or 5% of that, and that 20% going back to our stakers, that's a huge dividends back to our holders.
That's good that you offer staking rewards. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say were there different levels of staking in terms of the terms that you use, or is there one time frame for staking? If you want to clarify that, please.
Yeah, we have multiple times. So you can do a no lock, which is a pretty low yield, but you can also select from 1 week to 4 years, depending on how much you want to lock, how long you want to lock your tokens.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I just have, if you guys are curious at home, I have all the links in the description, but if you want to follow along, their website is Pixul, which is Pixul.io. This is their website here. All the information you can find here. Also, I have their link tree in the description, and also their Twitter is Pixul at Pixul at Pixul_. So so you guys have, you're pretty active with social media. You have over 6,500 followers on Twitter, and you've had several different influencers talk about you. Starting back with one of the major ones was Awesome Austin. I know you've had Crypto Demon, 2Bit Crypto, a few others. So that's good that you're getting the word out and you're investing in marketing and advertising. Is there anything else that you can say besides the staking that allows you to stand out? And what would be like a follow-up to that, maybe to help you answer that? What would be the greatest strength? What would be something that you would say, this is the reason why you would want to invest in Pixul?
Well, with the token, you're also going to have our governance token when you stake it, which would be xPixel. That would allow you to vote on proposals and have a little bit more power within the DeFi protocol and our community. But we really stand by our 20% coming from our revenue, because realizing that you're building with Pixul, but you're also receiving 20% of what Pixul has been generating yearly. So as a staker, like I mentioned, it's like you're getting dividends from the company by staking the token. And we really stand by that 20%, because not a lot of companies are willing to give up 20% of their revenue. That's a huge chunk if you look at the bigger picture.
That's good. So you're rewarding people that are holding. That's excellent.
I'm actually gonna just give me just a second. I'm gonna interject real quick right there as a follow-up.
Sure.
And that is in regards to the staking. Now you're stating that the 20% that's representative of the current tokenomics in regards to Pixul, and then also state as far as the actual staking in itself, what is the current I guess you could say staking rewards in regards to all that?
So the tokenomics for the token, if we're regarding taxes, there's no tax to our token. The 20% that you're receiving from the revenue is when you stake the tokens. And the yield that we're looking at is between 8 to 9%. It's much more of a sustainable number, but it's also a little bit more attractive than, a traditional banking system.
Okay. Well, thanks for explaining that. We'll kick it back to Larry.
Again.
No problem. Go ahead, Hung.
So, Larry, the question was, what is the final thing that makes us different? And Andrew really talked about our tokenomics, because in this space, everybody wants the tokenomics. Everybody wants to do this because they're trading like it's a real stock and then the real asset security. But beside all that, what difference between our company compared to the other projects I'm putting up is that we run onto the belief that there is a pretty much problem with utility. So we have identified there's a problem with utility. The basic, when everybody talk about utility, they talk about staking, farm, and everything like that. But aside from just being a security or an asset, we look at there's a possibility to make it as a currency. When you talk to someone who's pretty much not into the space, they're like, oh, what can I do? What's the big hype and everything? And then you see these other small companies that saying, hey, I'll trade you goods for Bitcoin, or I'll trade you goods for this. So we saw that as a possibility of a market as well as a market cap. So when we identified that problem, we were going ahead and attacking that and kind of doing our research with pretty much the Pixul kitchen that we have here to talk to the business owners. Like, hey, what's making so hard for you to adopt crypto? What is this, the transition going to look like? And when we have those kind of problems stacking up, we're here to provide a solution. And the solution is being able to transact crypto for service and good. And how did we do that? Well, through the POS system, through the market space, and through online payment processing. This is what's the core value of what Pixul is trying to push out. But this is the difference between our products and every other products out there where you just earning crypto, but now you are transacting crypto. And that's really what we're trying to push out there, to make sure that the adoption is really the key real world. These other things that we're putting out there is just the hub where people can see and be tangible. But what we're doing is making sure that this kind of vision that people are having nowadays can be put out a lot sooner than what people are thinking. So I just wanted to interject that to be in there to make it very clear.
Thank you for that. Yeah. So in the past, I've had one of the businesses I've owned. We've used Square as a POS, and I know there's other ones out there like Clover. So you're probably compatible to those two, but you're looking to actually introduce this as more into the crypto world as well. So, but you're thinking your POS system is how far out is that as far as ready to be used? Is it something that's still under development, or do you foresee it being something that is going to be out to the marketplace at a certain time frame to be utilized?
Yeah, currently our POS system is under research and development. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to the POS system, especially being in the US and coming with regulations. We want to make sure that everything is moving correctly. So that's why we're still in our R&D with our POS system.
Okay. I'm also going to bring up a comment right here from Jerry Tapia. He says, what are the major topics that you guys will be covering to educate people about crypto through your Pixul token?
So the education there's going to be two parts of our education. Our education for learning about our product and how our product runs and showing different tutorials on how to use our products. And then the educational part of crypto itself. So a user going into our platform, such as our POS and our marketplace, if they want to learn, okay, how does the marketplace actually work? How do I transact between a user or a freelancer? And how do I accept crypto at a business with my POS system? We'll have the tools to provide that information for them and showcase how it works through our platforms. But we also want to educate individuals on how crypto itself works when it comes to how the blockchain works and how you transact on a wallet versus you transact on a centralized exchange or a centralized platform, because those are two different things. A lot of users may not understand gas fees when it comes to Ethereum and different blockchains, because they're most likely trading on a centralized platform where you're just getting charged a fee. So these different educational topics, we're going to be touching on two different aspects, from our product to crypto itself.
Okay, great. And thank you for that. Thank you for responding to that question there, Andrew.
If you give me just a moment, Larry, I want to just go ahead and respond in regards to your response with that, Andrew. And that is this. I mean, I'll state this. It's one thing to make a statement of, we're going to be a one-stop shop in regards to the education and so on. But if you guys actually take that serious and, make your brand stand out as, you know what, we're killing it on this. We stand out as the go-to platform for crypto education, especially these people who are just coming right out of the gate, if you will, who are beginners, not knowing the terms of what Uniswap and all these other swaps and so on. Because let's face it, when you were first coming right into crypto, a lot of these guys are coming out right out of what, like Robinhood or maybe just crypto.com app, or the basic essentials, right? So a lot of this is actually scary to them. They don't know where to go. If you guys, honestly, I'm just throwing that out there, if you guys were able to accomplish that and stand out, I think that would be one of the most crucial things to get accomplished. And man, if you guys can accomplish that, wow, I'll take my hat out to you. I'll just throw that out there. I mean, that'd be huge.
Yeah, you want to take a moment. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just want to pause for one moment and welcome all those that are just joining us. In case you're wondering what you stumbled into, this is Crypto Talk Now live with Max and Larry. This is a special edition. This is a sponsored AMA for the co-founders of Pixul. We're going to be talking about their pre-sale, and we're learning as much as we can about the project. We do have Andrew and Hung, who are co-founders of Pixul. So thank you guys, and please smash the like button, anybody that's watching this, and share it on Twitter so we can get more people. We only have 117 people in here. We'd like to see a full house of at least 200 or 300. So I'm sorry. Go ahead if you were starting to say something, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, with Max's answer. Response. Yeah, like Tangi, she's an individual that I'm always teaching as well, and then the team is within the team as well. Always there's different aspects to the blockchain that a lot of people don't fully understand. Especially I look on Twitter, I look through social media, and people looking through Etherscan or BSC scan, and they don't fully understand how these transactions work. So,
right.
That's where FUD would come in, because since they don't understand, they automatically get a negative tone. And we want to kind of build upon that and say, hey, listen, this is how you should actually read Etherscan and BSC scan. And this is how you should transact on Uniswap and on PancakeSwap and, SushiSwap, teaching them the background of crypto, because like you mentioned, a lot of users come from Robinhood. They buy Dogecoin and they think, oh yeah, I know crypto. But then they get
right. They have no idea. All right.
Yeah. You tell me, have you bought something from Uniswap? And they're like, Uniswap. Well, that sounds more like a scam. Like, whoa. Uniswap is moving billions of volume, monthly. So it's then once they realize these platforms, they want to learn more, but they don't have a platform that can really break down all those aspects of crypto.
I just want to address a couple things. So I want to recognize a couple people here. Cody Core, he says hello to everyone, and also Jerry Tapia. And also, I just want to say I'd be happy to read any comments on the screen, but please, guys, please keep it professional. Please keep the comments clean. This is a family show, and we're just going to ask everybody to act like an adult. If you have some kind of constructive criticism or a constructive question, we'd be happy to read it on screen, but I'm not going to read it on screen if you're going to be disrespectful, because it's also disrespectful to me as the host and also Max. So thank you.
Guys, before we continue further, for those who are just joining us or have been on the show from the beginning with Andrew and also Hung of Pixul, please leave that like, comment, and if anything, subscribe. It tells us that you enjoy this particular content, these type of AMAs and so on. There's well over 100. I believe we have over 147, 150 people right here. So again, if you're just joining us, we are with Andrew and Hung. Some of us have some issues with some problems with storm-related problems with connections and so on. So just try to be understanding when it comes to that. But let's get more further into this before we do so. I'm going to take a moment, of course, to see the comments real quick. Jerry Tapia says, thank you. Education is key. Russ's shirt. I like that avatar. We can't, well, I'm not going to state that, but anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was addressing earlier.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yep.
I do like the avatar, though. But anyway, what I was going to state is, moving further, as far as a follow-up question, now I will state this, right? So one thing, again, that stood out in regards to Pixul is, you guys pound home the whole thing of these plug-and-play applications. I'm just going to be honest. Could you go ahead and elaborate more just on that topic alone?
Yeah, the plug-and-play term is more so, you get like a platform that you just integrate into a system, or you just hop right in, and it's got all the information right in front of you to learn the platform right away. I mean, you got platforms that have tutorials. As soon as you sign up, the tutorial goes live, and then it has different steps on how to use the platform. Those to us is what we consider plug and play, because you don't have to go into the background. You don't have to go to a different page. Everything's right in front of you to teach you about the platform. And that's our goal for all of our products, to allow the user just to sign up, get right onto the platform. And if they're confused, we have all our tools right in front of you. And, Hung can touch more about in the integration.
Sure.
So the topic of plug and play is there's different multiple. I mean, it's just to break it down. The marketplace has to have different features on top of it too. We have to stay very competitive. Of course, there's other platforms that's really out there already, like say Fiverr. But actually listening to the consumers and the people who wants these certain features, or like how to make it easier for them. Well, those are the kind of things we want to do, and it's one of our core values to make sure that we optimize at the same time. The product that we first present is not always the final product. We always want to keep up with the technology. And one of the things we want to do is make sure that everything that we put into the technology or put into the marketplace or in the POS system is an easy adoption to put on. You just right there in front of you. You can add into your cart. You can add into your daily routine. You can just put it in. And then if you don't need it, it's actually just there. So that's like another term of plug and play, Try it out yourself. This is the kind of things that we want to provide to our consumers.
I just want to recognize and ask a question here. We have an OG here, Brute Force. He's a deep thinker. He's asking, how long has Pixul been in the making? How long has it been under development?
We've been building since October 2011. I mean, 2021. I'm
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, wow, man.
Yeah, I was like, wow. That's okay. 2021
okay.
October.
I was going to say, going the long Cardano route, right? Okay, that might be a good thing, right? Right.
That's like 20 years later, our marketplace comes out.
Right.
So yeah, the concept of Pixul has been running in between our minds for a while now. The whole kind of solidifying and getting the project going is October 2021. But with the history of us, since probably 2017, doing the little business one side another, understanding the business structure, and kind of adopting that and putting into the crypto space is what's going. So 2017, the collective knowledge to now roughly about 5 years.
I want to just pause again and welcome everyone that's just joined us. We have 121 people or so in the house, and we want to thank you. You are watching Andrew and Hung. They are the co-founders of Pixul. They are having a pre-sale coming up. We'll get into some more details on that. But we want to welcome all of you. And please, Max and I just ask you guys to please hit the like button to support us in this channel. And we also ask you to keep the comments respectful, and we'd be happy to read them on the screen. We're just trying to learn more about this for ourselves, but not only ourselves, but more importantly for our community here. So we appreciate everyone being here. Max, I'm going to turn it over to you if you want to ask anything else, any other specific type of question, if you want to look at the website or anything else you want to get into with these gentlemen. Sure.
So just moving along further. Of course, I'm glad you guys touched bases on the whole, plug and play aspect and so on. So basically, I like the idea that Pixul has a freelance marketplace. But in reality, these are popping up all over the place. I mean, there's nothing, I'm not speaking, of course, bad about Pixul or anything. I'm just looking at the reality of it. For example, when I think of like some of these marketplaces, I think of, for instance, I don't know if you heard of Half Pizza. So actually one I've covered recently, there's some of these ones are a little bit more lower market cap. One that stands out for me personally is Polkly. They just rebranded themselves to Cali. There's other ones, for instance, like Ape NFT. So basically what I'm trying to ask you is, how can Pixul become the go-to platform, if you will, in regards to, standing out as far as the whole marketplace aspect of like NFTs and so on?
Yeah, of course. So the freelance marketplace, I know a lot of people may get confused with the NFTs and freelance. So the freelance marketplace, we're looking to compete with companies like Fiverr and Upwork. Give individuals the opportunity to buy and sell services, such as like on Fiverr, where if you want a graphic designer, if you need someone to build a smart contract, a video, whatever service is needed, you can have the option to use crypto and also the option to use fiat. And platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, unfortunately at this moment haven't adopted that. But we're looking not to just adopt crypto, because a lot of times companies will just adopt certain coins such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe Dogecoin and keep it just like that. We want to have the ability for users to use different type of tokens in the DeFi space to transact between the user and the freelancer. And we also will have the ability to have the NFT option on our platform as well, where users can mint and trade NFTs on our platform as well. But we're really looking to compete with Fiverr and Upwork. Me myself, I'm a graphic designer at Trade. That's how Hung met me. He's found my art at a show in Orlando. And, that's where my passion comes from, is graphic design as well. And so I have that freelance background and, got a lot of knowledge on that end as well. And users and people that I know personally that use platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. And, they don't like the high fees that they have and how they transact between the user and how they have to wait 4 weeks before they get paid. So a lot of individuals, they use Fiverr or Upwork because that's the only platforms that they have available. But if we can build upon those consumers' issues and make a better platform and also offer the ability to use crypto, that's how we're looking at our marketplace.
Second note.
Okay, great.
No, I'm sorry, Hung. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. I was going to read a couple comments, but you can continue.
Yeah, so that's coming through Andrew kind of personal story of being, an artist too as well. And my personal story of how I see kind of freelance is with my family. A lot of my uncles and my father as well do handyman work. And to do handyman work, that's a freelancer job right there that needs to get in contact with different businesses so they can continue their work. And where I see is if we can make it a safe place where we can transition business to be on, giving you an opportunity to business have put their they're hiring contractors or this and that all throughout the time. Now you have people to follow in. Now you have a kind of a stream of freelancers who can display their work and everything, and making sure that they can get in contact easily and trusted too as well. So that's one of the other things, the aspect that I have envisioned with the marketplace, making sure that security is good, the transactions that we do, and making sure that we can brand it to be more of a safe space and not just someone just throwing back transactions with each other. Being able to adopt with businesses as well.
I'm going to recognize a couple people here, and I'm also going to pause. We have 150 people in here. We appreciate everyone here. In case you've just joined us, you stumbled in this room wondering what's going on. We are with the co-founders, Andrew and Hung of Pixul. Their pre-sale is taking place very soon, and we're going to go over all the details on their website. Take a look at their Twitter. You have here Larry and Max, and you're on the Max and Larry show with the Pixul AMA. I want to recognize a couple of comments. Jerry, I think that the gentlemen have already covered your question here about the projections moving forward. I will get into the Jin. He says, Hung, with all your intelligence, have you thought on being more than BNB or Ethereum? Maybe he's alluding to the fact of you possibly creating your own blockchain. I think that might be where he's going with that question.
A blockchain is always something that would be a great achievement, but that's something that that would have to be long down the road.
Long term,
knowing me and Hung, that's something that we would have to really deep dive into that type of aspect. But we're not really focused on building a blockchain, but more so building a multi-chain platforms that will support not just BNB, Ethereum. You're looking at Phantom, you're looking at Solana, and different chains down the line, so we can expand our market and allow different users use different chains on our platforms.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
I saw Polygon listed as
Yeah,
well.
Polygon
in
as
your
well,
white
yes.
paper. Yeah. Okay. So, for instance, we got a few more questions, of course, and we
Yeah.
of course love to recognize our audience. We like some of the questions you guys have been providing. By all means, guys, for those who are just joining us, again, we are with Andrew and Hung of Pixel. Hit that like if you could, for we can trigger the algorithm, get this out to more people. I did see we had quite a few more people join us. We appreciate you all. So moving further in regards to all this, basically the Pixel POS system. We touched bases on this a little bit earlier at the beginning of the show. But if you could just a little bit more explain in detail how the POS system will specialize in particular the use of cryptocurrency for business and personal transactions. And then my follow-up to that is, obviously we all know there is the need to make anything user-friendly. But why is there so much focus on making this stand out for Pixel compared to maybe other aspects of what Pixel is all about?
Are you saying why we're focused on user accessibility for the product?
Well, when I was going through the white paper, I mean, one thing that definitely stands out is the point of sale system. I mean, I see that you have, of course, some of these features, like for instance the built-in wallet, the 1 to 2 day withdrawal period, so on and so forth, 24/7 support. I mean, people like hearing that. And then of course, I'm glad that Larry actually pulled up this page, because I was actually going to cover this towards the end, but I'm glad we're going ahead and talking about it now. So for me personally, all right, I'm just going to throw this out there. I like how you have this picture of this dinner menu, because for one, we interviewed Chad of the Devour token project. I don't know if you're familiar with Devour. Their ticker symbol is restaurants. And this right here just said to me, wow, these guys should team up with Devour. They should team up with you, or vice versa, because now some of these things just kind of stand out and make sense. I mean, doesn't kind of look like that to you, Larry? Like they could benefit from each other in regards to this? Because I mean, if you have a restaurant, if you will, if you're tokenizing, right? That's a whole new term for a lot of new people, is the tokenization of just anything and everything, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's real estate, et cetera, right? To be able to have a Pixel, if you will, combined with the Devours of the world, in which you guys were talking about the mom and pop business, right? So if you have a pizzeria that's just let's face it, superb, exceptional, but they're not a franchise, they're a mom and pop business, to be able to have a Pixel combined with something like the Devour token, in which somebody could just literally say, hey, not necessarily the Cash App, in this case it would be your guys' app, and pay for some of these things using crypto. That's why I wanted you guys to touch basis on, if you will.
Yeah, Hung, if Hung can definitely talk about our Pixel test kitchen and how we have deep connections with business owners in Florida, especially restaurant owners, that give us that key element on how we can build our POS system moving forward.
So starting off, we have what's going on that we're pushing out. It's called Pixel Test Kitchen. It's kind of a partnership that we're doing with local business owners here in Florida that we have a repertoire with already. We kind of sit down with them. So while the time we, kind of interviewing them and getting through the skeletons of what the POS, if this is something we do, if this is something we offer, what kind of problems do you come up with, what's the situation you going to? So those kind of the interviewing phase that we have with these business owners, so we can get real data back. Once we collected enough data, we go ahead and give them a skeleton version. And from there, we have their businesses using our product so that we can consistently get new data as well. And how can we do a better job at making sure that the transaction is seamless? First off, there's a lot of them talking to us saying, how can I pay you with my crypto? There is a demand already. And for us to make sure that we can provide a solution for them to hit those demands and for the businesses to capitalize on that, to grow their business, it's totally something that we want to do. Now, with the token, Andrew said, we're doing multi-chain. So it's not only selecting, hey, only paying Bitcoin here, or hey, only paying, your Ethereum or a Munch coin and whatever coin. We're looking at make sure that we can collectively make sure that people can trade crypto continuously too as well. And being able to do that, giving the our business owners the chance to go ahead and choose fiat and crypto is something that they're looking forward to do. Different phases of the Pixel, the POS system will have multiple different functions based on the different needs. Now, the POS system, when everybody first talked about is understanding the POS system for restaurant. Well, there's also POS system for retail, and from there, POS system for logistics. Those are the other markets that we are attacking to as well, and making sure that we can provide this so that every kind of industry can have the opportunity to transact crypto.
I love that response because, I mean, for those who are watching and maybe possibly want to be critical, you guys are always talking about, hey, you know what? I don't want to get involved in puppy dog Inu or this meme token or that meme token and so on. Guys, Andrew and also Hung just now basically told you what the utility is. If you can't see the utility here, I don't know what to tell you. That's a lot of utility. So that sounds really impressive. Glad to hear it. We're going to take a moment, of course, to see some of these comments. You want to read some of these, Larry?
Yeah, I don't see too many new ones coming in other than Jin. The Jin is just asking everybody to hit the like button. I do want to make sure that we get in there because, we're trying to stay at 55 minutes or so to be respectful of everyone's time. But I'm looking over here. I just want to make sure that I thought I saw on here the dates for the pre-sale, and I believe, yeah, here it is. So you gentlemen are coming back. We have another video or question and answer session we're going to have with you on June 2nd, I believe. But that's the start of your public pre-sale, right? We want to make sure everyone in the audience understands clearly when the pre-sale is, and the details are it's 1,500 Ethereum as a hard cap. Is there a soft cap involved with that public pre-sale? And these dates are correct, right, on the screen?
Yeah, the dates are correct. And with Pulo's system, there is no soft cap. So whatever we raise is what we will move forward with.
Okay, good. And the minimum purchase, if you guys are curious, is 0.01 Ethereum. And the max is 5 Ethereum. Andy Charles just has a question for everybody. He says, what is beta tester? I think you guys had a test. If you want to just answer that real quickly.
Yeah, we currently have multiple alpha testers testing our protocol. And we also are about to push our Rinkby testnet for our protocol so they can use our staking and test our staking as well. Those individuals are, what they're doing is providing us feedback not only on the front end, but the back end of our protocol before it goes live on launch.
Okay, great. And thank you for that, Andrew. Also, I'm going to kick things back over to Max. I'm sure Max has some other questions for the team here. I think we might have lost your
Sorry
audio.
about that. I was on multiple screens, and I was like, oh, where am I? What's going on? Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, we've got some of these questions answered and so on. All right. So moving further, I mean, I know we're approaching our time here, but nonetheless, one thing, I was going to state, let's talk about a little bit more on Pixel POS mobile. I actually saw that on your guys' site. I did see, it states that your goal is to create a payment solution that accepts, of course, crypto with speedy processing on the go. We kind of touched bases on this just briefly not that long ago. For example, I could go up to a food truck, right? I could use the Pixel app and I pay for my tacos, right? Because I'm a big taco guy. Who isn't, right? Especially here in Phoenix, with actual crypto. And to me, this sounds like, like the Pixel version of like PayPal or the Cash App, but with crypto. In my humble opinion, what stood out, in regards to this is being able to tackle and accomplish these real life scenarios by making an actual app like what you guys are doing. That would be the one-stop shop, if you will, when it comes to these type of point-of-sale transactions. In my opinion, it could be a real game changer to make you guys stand out. I know we touched bases on a little bit, but elaborate just a little bit more in regards to that, like just going up to, a food truck or, heck, I don't know, maybe you guys are combining something in which like, another project that we had come on here, like, they did an AMA, Devour, they were talking about, using their NFT to go to a restaurant and then, minting that NFT and actually using it would be like a coupon, if you will, to give yourself like a discount. So just elaborate in regards to like the average person is going to like a food truck or using it at a concert, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So
You go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Yeah. So like Andrew mentioned right now, the POS system is still in the R&D phase. And right now we're in the talks with a lot of business owners, making sure that what we're providing is not an overkill as well as what is actually needed. It's the basic one, the why, the education that we're providing to them will be a very familiarized education that they have. So like you said, it's a very straight up forward, like Square or a Cash App or anything like that you walk up with Toast. It's the basic stuff that we all familiarize with. So it takes a lot less education for you to do the transaction. Okay, that's the key part what we saw too as well. Making sure that when the people adopt onto this, it's the same thing that they're used to. When people start adopting to Zelle or Venmo or anything like that, they're already been trained by Cash App. So when those kind of transactions happens right now, we are able to make sure that we are easy to adopt on. So it's like what you said, Max, very visualized of you just going up there, either tapping your phone or tapping our space to make sure that you can transact that too as well. And we can dig a lot more, but right now we want to make sure that we provide the basic information to get people to understand that we're still trying to make sure that we're offering not too much and overshot our shot, but as well as making sure we hitting the the fundamental of what is it to actually just transact crypto.
Right. Okay. That was a great response. Because again, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, if you have something that's super user friendly, which of course that's what you guys seem like that's what you're trying to do, then people will do what? Go back to it. I have a gaming background. It's just the same like with video games and so on. It's like if you have something which is not fun to use or fun to play on, people will move on. So if you guys can make yourself stand out, like I'm just with my fellow colleague or friend and so on, and they're using such and such app to get whatever at a food truck and so on, and it's a pain in the what, and then they use yours and it's like, nah, man, check out Pixul. This is actually pretty cool. And it's just snippety snip, snappity snap. People remember that, and as you guys know, word of mouth, best advertising out there.
Yes, it is.
We have welcome to StarCraft 2K. Thank you for being here and asking this question. It's an important question. He says, I know you can't give an exact date, but do you have an idea as to when the POS system will go live? Like, will it be at the end of 2022 or the first half of 2023 or something like that?
So right now, if you look at our roadmap, we're designing that kind of build up to it. The very first one that we want to put out, that I want to highlight too, will be the marketplace. The marketplace, if you think about it, still have the ability to transact and give us enough data to see what is able to do, so that when we do it with a live audience, with an audience who's not used to crypto, what is there need to be there to be able to make sure that it's easy to do. The marketplace will be one of the very first product that we put out to make sure that we can go ahead and kind of build more revenue on top of the revenue on top of the cash that we're going to get from our pre-sale. So that at the same time, we're not burning out our pre-sales cash, and at the same time, we can still continue the company development as well. So after thank you for having that up. After our first product of our marketplace, when we have the ecosystem and we have the data, we have the feedbacks of what is going on, we can go ahead and transition that to our biggest second one, will be the POS system. Right now, we're looking to have a full skeleton because the team has developed about 50% of the marketplace, but to have the basic skeleton that we can go ahead and start testing, it's going to be roughly around 8 months or so, give or take how we go well with our pre-sale. So giving able to kind of expand the team and put in more developers and put in more Web3 developers onto the platform and make sure we can develop the marketplace overall. After that, when we have the team built and we have the kind of small system going, we start putting our mind onto the POS system as well. I understand the whole crowd is very excited for the POS system because it's something tangible that everybody can see and they can kind of interact with. But understand that we are doing this too as well onto the marketplace, and this will be very highlighted in our online space as well. So for the people who small investors who's excited, we're excited as you, and we want to make sure that we can push that and give you a polished product too as well, and continuously optimize it to make sure that your feedbacks are heard and that we can give a better transaction date for everybody overall. So that's what we can say about it.
That's great to hear.
That's good that you're focusing, on definitely delivering some utility with the POS system. I want to recognize Ahmed Mohammed. He says he's concerned about the market cap. I'm sorry, the hard cap being so high with the pre-sale. I know it's at 1,500 ETH. If you want to address that, I know there's no soft cap on Pulio, but if you want to just kind of address that question there.
Yeah, of course. 1,500 ETH. Yeah, it is a big amount, especially when it comes to smaller investors. But you got to look at the aspect of the company and what the funds are needed to continue the business. So with the 1,500 ETH, we're looking at about a year and a half running the business on those funds that we're raising. And we're not saying that all the funds are going to be coming to Pixul, because we also have to provide liquidity. So it will be 60% going to liquidity, and then the rest will be funding for the project. So with that 40%, that's going to allow us to run the business for a year and a half, giving, for our staffing and our growth, so we can continue our development. But as we're out there developing our product, we're also going to be reaching out to get more funding, because you got to look at the business side of the product. You need funding for this type of ecosystem. You look at different companies that have been around for 10 years, they're still looking for funding when they start expanding. You got companies reaching out, raising 50 million, 100 million, because they understand that that's the type of capital that you need to build whatever product they're trying to develop. So we're going that same aspect, and that's why we don't want to tax people on our token, because we don't want to penalize our investors. But we will be reaching out and raising funding down the line after our pre-sale as well.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to read this comment, and then I'm going to ask Max to deliver one final question for the team here, and then we'll wrap things up. The Jin says here, the token name Pixul is catchy to use on a day-by-day basis. All millenniums, would use it 100%, he's saying. So he likes the branding in the name is what he's pointing out here. So good job on that, fellas. I'm going to turn it over to Max to ask your one strong question to wrap it up here with these gentlemen, and then we're going to see them again on the 2nd of June.
Right. So, just real quick, it's going to be just a real quick, brief last question. And that is basically, I'm personally a big fan of DeFi. I cover various DeFi projects on my particular channel. I know you guys mentioned Polygon and so on. I think at the midway point and so on. I know we talked about the staking incentives and whatnot, but from a retail investor's point of view, we didn't get a chance to talk about the farming pools. Just real brief, how are you guys going about this particular farming pool? And then the final question is, what makes, if you had to leave from this AMA for the person that just joined last minute, what would be the thing that stands out about Pixul within one sentence?
Okay, I'll touch on the first part of the question. So our DeFi protocol, like you mentioned, has farming. Our DeFi, and it's going to have staking as well. But our DeFi protocol, we're looking to expand on that as well. Because we want to touch on the DeFi side of our product as well. It's not just going to be all centralized products. With the DeFi protocol, we're going to have swaps, we're going to have bridges, we're going to have the farming, like you mentioned, and staking and the governance token on that platform as well. Because the DeFi space is also what is crypto about. Allowing users to transact without having to use its centralized product. So having that aspect on the DeFi protocol where you can bridge from different blockchains with different coins, and also using Pixul as well. And then the same thing with the swaps and our farming and our staking as well. It's not just going to be a one-stop shop for just Pixul, but it's going to allow users to use our farming and our staking for different tokens on our platform as well.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I want to thank our guests here. Again, thank you, Andrew and Hung from the Pixul team. They are the co-founders of Pixul. The pre-sale for the public, again, just to remind everyone, starts on June 2nd. You can get it through Pulio. Links are in the description for all of the socials the website, the Twitter page, the link tree. Everything is found in the description of this video. Also, we will see these gentlemen again back on the 2nd of June for a follow-up question and answer. For those of you that are just curious, we're going to say goodbye soon to our guests here. But if those of you are curious, I'm trying to look for it on the screen. We are going to have the regular Max and Larry show. It's going to be a separate link. So you'll see a separate video on this channel. The Max and Larry show is going to start in about 5 minutes at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we want to thank everyone for joining us and watching this. Max is going to just say goodbye to everybody, and we'll see you on the Max and Larry show. So thank you, guys.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on here and so on. Loved hearing about Pixul. We'll see you, I believe, June 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Larry?
Yes.
Thanks again for coming on, guys. Thank you to our audience, and we'll see you guys soon in just a few minutes on Max and Larry on Crypto Talk Now. We're out, everybody. Take it easy.
All right. Thank you, Andrew and Hung.
Everybody.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
All right. Thank you.
No problem, Larry. Have a good night, all right?
All right. Good night. So, yeah, sorry, I lost you, Max. So for the audience that's still with us, I'm going to pull up on the screen so you guys can join us here. We've got the Max and Larry show coming up. I'm just looking to see here. So just bear with me for 1 second here. For some reason, I'm on the wrong section. I want to show you guys the thumbnail so you know where to go. We are still live here. Hold on 1 second. I'm on the wrong screen. I'm going to click over on live. You guys have to join us on the Max and Larry show. We want to carry it over. It was a separate show for the AMA for Pixul, but I know there's a little confusion. Let's see here. So up and coming right here. Nope. Wait a minute. Yep, here it is. Sorry about that. Computer slow. Okay, guys. So you're going to just join us over here. Just to avoid any confusion, you're going to see us. You're on the show right now, but this is actually the end of the Pixel AMA. Well, there's our little trailer. So if you're here for the Pixel AMA, we want to thank again the folks at Pixel, but we're waiting real quick. We want to show you this right here. I don't know if I can send you this link in the comment section. I'm going to try to do that. We're going to talk about Terra Luna. We're going to talk about Luna 2.0 and also Luna Classic. I'm going to put the link in the comment section. It's not letting me do it. Oh, wait, there you go. Okay, so there's a link to the show, guys. We're going to have to leave this stream right here, and we're going to see you in about 2 minutes on the Max and Larry show, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's literally a couple of minutes away. So there's the link. Follow us over here, and let's bring all 127 people with us. We're going to have a big show. We've got an important announcement that we're going to make at the beginning of the show, too. So we'll see you over there.
See you guys.
All right, thanks.